Yo, hello. um, Welcome back. This is the fifth map that I've made. Honestly, this is going to be a bit more of a rant about playground games and the lack of props that we have available to us. First off, um, I really tried my best to decorate this map as nicely as possible. I think that it could definitely have been done better, um, but there's a serious lack of honestly a lot of things in the prop builder. I know that in Horizon 5 there was a lot more, and I don't know why Playground decided to not start us off with that amount, but it is slightly frustrating the fact that I had to reuse the exact same rusted shed over and over as basically a prop for a house in a fishing village. It feels kind of shitty to do that, but it's the only thing I could really find that fit well here. I mean, we have access to massive high-rise apartment buildings, and yet we can't get a single rustic village-looking house, which is kind of lame in my opinion. Um, Anyways, the idea for this map was to make less of an obstacle course and more of just something that you can actually race. Finally, it only took me, I guess my last map was kind of like that too, but it still had some heavy obstacles in terms of the giant loop and having to do that. I don't think the AI would have been able to do it. I honestly don't know if AI can do this either. Haven't tested that. Haven't tested this map with them. But I did make this an eclectic domestics race just because I wanted to use the smaller cars. I mean, kind of staying true to what I enjoy, like with the Mini Cooper in the last couple races, or the first few maps I've made, really. I did still want to do some sharp corners and such, but it's yeah. I still do think that Playground really should have started off the world builder with as many props as possible, because I mean, if I wanted to do a fishing village, I have to use the same blue tarp and yellow tarped objects over and over, and there's no like buoys with fishing nets attached, nothing like that. There's only two boats, and they do kind of look silly sitting stationary in the water and not really floating on the water itself. You can kind of see them out over here. This map originally was meant to be a point-to-point as well, hence this large kind of otherworldly looking, not otherworldly, but just it doesn't make much sense to have a pier like this. There's actually a ramp on the other side, and I will be re-releasing this as a point-to-point map as well, but that will definitely be a bit more difficult. The jump is relatively easy to make, I'd say. I haven't tried racing against other people with it, but if you do take the jump full speed, you can make it. But yeah, I just wanted to release this one. I kind of like the circuit maps a bit more, I'm finding. The point-to-points are a bit more difficult. I did reach, I think, like 80% of the prop limit doing this map, which is why doing a point-to-point I feel would be kind of difficult, just because if I did a point-to-point and it was all in this area, it would be fine, but but then it would be a really short point-to-point. So turning this into a circuit just made more sense, I think, in terms of hitting prop limit and not being able to decorate the rest of it. Also, kind of fun. There's a bit of a shortcut here if you want to go for a bit more of a skilled route. You can skip the turnaround there, and it works a little. It kind of works. I wanted the shortcut to be. I didn't want it to be easy, so I left that in after realizing that it can be done, and I think it's actually a really good shortcut because it takes quite a bit of skill to actually maneuver through it and do. I think it's fun. But anyways, that is the map. I'll get the share code up on the screen here in just a few. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching. All right, and share code for y'all. Anyways, yeah, I think Playground really needs to add a lot more props because this feels very one note, even though I did my best to make it as nicely decorated as possible. And yeah, Playground, add more stuff. That's about it.